How many of you have heard of QNet? This young man sold all his properties, traveled to Burkina Faso, thinking he was going to work for a good company. But what he didn't know was that QNet was using a fake job to deceive him. And today he's here to share his story to the world so others can learn from it. This is his story.
I actually left Nigeria with the mindset of bye-bye to Nigeria. I'm not coming back again. He told me that they were going to be paying me $900 per month. But it took me to the lodge, and guess what I saw? That was where the first shock. I saw 15 men sleeping on the floor. 15 strong men sleeping on the floor. I looked at the other room. I saw like 5 other men. All together, they were over 20 inside that small place. Wow. I entered into the office. They brought out one, like a chain. It has a pendant. They said it's called chi pendant. That is one of their products. That when someone wears it, thunder can't strike that person. It repels thunder. I asked the guy, how can you name 3 people that thunder struck that you know? I say, imagine how dumb for me to come and meet you and market something that repels thunder. He told me story of how Monkey Bone, the mother, died, and then finally landed at, there's a company, a multi-level marketing company like that sells products, and they call them QNet. Hey!
Sir, you said you traveled to Burkina Faso to join QNet.
Yes.
Can you tell the viewers everything you experienced?
Okay, so on the 8th of December 2023, a bosom friend, a childhood friend, safe to call him my brother, just reached out to me on WhatsApp and was like, hey, I got a job with a gold company, a Canadian company that have an open gold mine at Burkina Faso. They call them Horizon Gold Corporation. And so he said he was on his way. That was on the 8th of December 2023. And we were all happy for him. And he told me that when he gets there, if there's anything, he would let me know. At that time, I was very vulnerable because it was around the time that my wife had been on admission in the hospital for a month. We've spent a lot of money. In fact, I've borrowed money in millions because of her health. And so I was hoping that something great will come out from the whole journey of that, my friend. So a few days later, maybe like 2 weeks after I settled in, he told me that he spoke with his friend who brought him there. He knew about my condition at that time. As a matter of fact, I approached him earlier to borrow me money that I'll use for my wife's health, but he didn't have also. So when he said something came up, he promised me that since he knew my condition, he was going to be all out to see if he could get me in. So few days later, I think about a week or so or 2, he called me and he said he had settled in. He spoke with the person that brought him. Fortunately, that person is a friend to the HR of the organization. So he assured him that there's a slot for me. So I should get ready, though it's not official, it's unofficial discussion. They will finalize, but I should start putting things together so that I'll prepare to join him in that place. And what he used as a catch for me was that he said, since the company is a Canadian company, the Burkina Faso is just a training ground, that after a month, there's a high chance that they will transfer me to Canada, because I'm a Nigerian that speaks English, and the nationals of Burkina Faso, they call them Burkinabes also, they speak French. Canadians don't speak French. So there's a high chance, since I can speak English, that after my training I'll be transferred to Canada. So I was very optimistic. I started looking up the name of the company online. I was checking what Burkina Faso look like on the internet, how they live their life there and everything. I was just looking forward to how everything was going to play out. And I didn't know that I was about to make the biggest mistake of my life. So, like 3 days later, my friend asked me to he said I should prepare an international passport. I should take passport photograph also, and then I should prepare my NIN and ECOWAS passport and all of that. What I had at that time was only my driving license, so I had to look for a way to get the international passport ASAP. Got so good, I have a friend who is working with them, so I just reached out to her and then she helped me out. I was able to get the international passport ready. I sent him the data page, all the other information he asked me. He told me to send my CV. I did all of that, and then he told me that I'd be needing, apart from the money for flight, I'd be needing 1.2 million naira for resident permit, for police clearance, and some other documents like that. So I need to keep that aside, my transportation money, the flight ticket money, and every other thing. And he knew at that time that I didn't have such money, so he persuaded me. He told me that they were going to be paying me $900 per month. You know, now as a Nigerian, I quickly did exchange rate calculation. This was like 1.6 million. I say, wow, this is a good pay now. So it's worth even relocating for. So he told me that things are very expensive at the Burkina Faso, so I should just put spirit, body and soul together, sell my things off, and gather the money. It's in his word. He said I should go all out because I can't miss this life-changing opportunity. Whatever I want to do, I should make sure I do it to get the money that they asked me for. So I told him that, well, I can't go all out until I've gotten an appointment letter. Imagine me asking people to borrow me million and I don't have anything to show for it. But he assured me that I'll soon get the appointment letter because his friend is a friend to the HR, the person he knows in the company. And a few days later, he called me. He was like, John, check your mail. I checked my mail and boom, there's an appointment letter, an invitation, not an appointment letter, an invitation to Burkina Faso by a letter from Horizon Gold Corporation that I have been shortlisted and I should be there for physical interview, and also bring all of those things. He asked me to pay 1.2 million for like resident permit, this, that, police clearance, amounting to 1.2 million naira. So there was serious celebration that day. It was then that I went all out. I started calling everyone that I know. I'll first forward the mail they sent to me, and then I'll tell them if I don't mind paying with interest, they should just borrow me money. I took out my stuff, my properties, I sold them, my bike, my systems. I sold them at ridiculously cheap amounts, and the money still wasn't enough, because even money for flight is not a small thing. And as he already told me that things are very expensive in that place, he told me that I should buy enough things that I know will last me for the next 6 months from Nigeria. So from the money I borrowed, I went to market. I did massive shopping, like bought shoes, clothes, bought a lot of stuff, because he said those things were very expensive. He gave me some list of things to buy for him also, that when I come he would reimburse me. I bought all of those things for him as well. And I was up and down looking for how to get the rest of the money. Got so good, I met someone who decided to borrow me money with interest. So I jumped on it because my friend promised me that in the first 2 months my first 2 salaries would have cleared my debt, because all in all, I didn't need more than 3 million naira, and if I will be taking $900, and if I want to push all the money into the debt paying, truly in 2 months I would have paid the money. So the person also borrowed me the money that will be accruing interest. So out of curiosity, I went online still searching, and I saw that truly there's a company called Horizon Gold Corporation that is a Canadian company that has a branch at the same Burkina Faso that he mentioned. But while I was trying to borrow money, there was a friend who said she didn't have money, but she helped me to do research. She now sent me some links, and that link was talking about someone who went to Burkina Faso that was promised a job, but he got there and saw that it was like GNLD, all this new life stuff. New life, they call this one SkillNet, that it was SkillNet and there was no job. So he sent me the link. She sent me the link rather. I read through the link and that person's testimonies, and I immediately forwarded the link to this my bosom friend that is already there, that is inviting me to come over. I sent him the link and I said, see what I saw online. Do you know any organization called QNet? He denied totally that. He has never heard that name, QNet. Say what? He was like, what's QNet? I've never heard that in my life. And he now asked me that, did I try to borrow money from this person? I said yes. He said no wonder. It's because the person didn't want me to be great in life. That is the reason why she was looking for a way to discourage me. And it was he sounded very convincing, because he shared me videos of him working on site. He told me things like, because I'm an engineer by academic qualification, I studied agricultural and bioenvironmental engineering, which fits into that kind of organization one way. So he even told me to buy safety boots, because he sent me pictures of himself on overall, on safety boots. Sometimes I would call him, he would tell me, hey guy, I'm in site, I can't answer your call now, I'll talk to you when I close from work. He sent me picture of him receiving lecture from some white people like Canadians, and he was like, I'm still doing my own training also. We are being trained by Canadians. So everything was very convincing. And this guy himself is someone that was doing well in Nigeria, that you would not even think you cannot suspect him to be anything bad. He was even doing better than me. He had a car, he had a house, he had a small company that was running for him as of then. So I believed him totally. Let me cut the story short. On the 31st of December 2023, I couldn't raise the money for flight, so I decided to travel by road. He was the one who even persuaded me that, John, you can travel by road. Burkina Faso is just Benin Republic, Ghana, Togo, and then you are in Burkina Faso. So why don't you take the pain of traveling by road? Highest 1 week you are in Burkina Faso. I said, okay, let's look at the glory ahead. So I decided to give it a try, and I went to GIG on the 31st of December 2023, and I paid for Lagos ticket, and off I went to Lagos. He gave me the roadmap of how I'm going to navigate from Lagos, where I'd sleep in Lagos, how I'll cross border from Lagos to Benin Republic, how I'll get to Burkina Faso from Benin Republic. He had everything already mapped out, because he also traveled by road. He told me that he couldn't raise the money for the flight also, and the reason why he cannot help me with money is because he just started the work too, so they've not paid him yet. If not, he would have just given me the money. but I was supposed to resume work on the 5th of January. So if I must get to Burkina Faso on 5th, then I must leave Lagos, I must leave Kaduna State 5 days before the trip. So I left Kaduna to Lagos on the 31st of December 2023. I got to Lagos. He gave me a phone number to call that the person would take me to where I'd sleep. There's one low budget hotel at Badagry in Lagos. The bike man took me there, and he kept an appointment with me that the following morning he's going to come and pick me, and we'll go to where they'll take me to change money to CFA. That's the currency they spend at Benin Republic, and then they will take me to cross border. The following morning he took me on bike, more like they were smuggling me, because he went through a lonely part, a bushy part. It was really scary, but because I trusted my friend, I didn't worry too much. He took me to where I'll change money. I changed my money. Then he dropped me for another bike man, and the bike man took me from Lagos border and took me to Cotonou. He took me to Cotonou in Benin Republic, where they gave me another number. These people, they are like a syndicate like that. They have their modus operandi, the way they do their things, like it's some sort of organized crime. So the bike man dropped me at Cotonou with some French people like that, and he told me to give them 35,000 CFA. That is the money that will take me from Benin Republic to Burkina Faso. Well, I noticed that there were legit transport companies that were shuffling Benin Republic direct to Burkina Faso, but I wouldn't know why. He said is all these people that used to drive new cars, I don't know, they call them smugglers, that they are the ones that will take me to Burkina Faso. I waited there since from 9 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. That guy came. He was smoking. He came in a 2016 RAV4 SUV like that. So they paid him. They asked me to bring the money. The guy told me to give them the money. I gave them the 35,000 CFA. That should be 70,000 naira Nigerian money. I paid, and then the guy told me to sit at the front. He moved within Cotonou. Then he carried one other girl, a young girl, should be 13-14 years. That one was going to Mali. I saw some strange looking men smoking weed. They were Nigerians, so they were telling the girl that she should be a good girl and she should not talk to anybody on her way. She should mind her business and go and face the work that she wants to go and do. From their discussion, the girl was supposed to go and work with somebody that owns a club. The girl will be working, maybe she will be serving beer. I don't know what they wanted to use her for. This girl does not even have traveling papers. So since she was Nigerian, I wanted to warm up to her and hey, hello, how are you? Where are you going? But the man who drove us, who was driving us, he told me he doesn't understand English, but he gestured to me that I should not talk to that girl. So I kept my cool because I was afraid he could do anything to me. I was at the man's mercy. So the first day we got to Togo border. We slept at the border, and at every checkpoint, I don't know, maybe the guy had some sort of arrangement with the police on the road. He would give them money and then they would let him pass. I'll show them my paper. I didn't have a problem. There are some other tight checkpoints that you cannot, if the man is not able to take that girl to cross the checkpoint. So what he started doing was that they have some sort of arrangement. Before they get to the checkpoint, a bike man will just come. The girl will drop from the car. The bike man will carry the girl to God knows where. But me, I will stay inside the car. When we now cross the border, they will check his paper, check everything, check my own papers too. Once we cross the border like this, I'll just see the bike man appear again with the girl. The girl will enter the car again and we'll continue the journey. And we were like that for the first day, second, third, fourth day. On the fourth day, I got to Burkina Faso. I got to Ouagadougou. That's the capital of Burkina Faso. And I called my friend. He was with me all the way throughout the journey. And I called my friend. I said, hey, I'm in the capital now. And he told me, at this point, let me hand you over to the Horizon Gold agent that will take over your journey from now. And he sent me a certain Mr. Charles number and told me to call him. I called the man. The man told me that immediately I get to there's another state. I wasn't going to the capital of the country. I was going to a state called Bobo Dioulasso. That's the name of the state. He said once I get to Bobo Dioulasso, I should drop at a certain park. A taxi man would be waiting for me, and the taxi man would be the one to bring me to the lodge. Please, there's something important that I omitted. Before I got there, I asked him about accommodation. I asked him about feeding, and he told me that the company has a free accommodation for the employees. There will be 2 people inside a room, and there is lunch and dinner free. Only breakfast is on me. However, if I feel I don't want to live with anyone, once they pay me my first month's salary, I can rent a house and be staying. I asked him about the possibility of coming with my family because I'm very big on family values. The guy told me that there are many of their staff that are already here with their wives and children. I complained about the language issue because it's a francophone country. They speak French. He told me that there are bilingual schools that they speak French, English. I'll get schools that will fit into what I want, and in the next 6 months I can relocate my family to Burkina Faso. So I actually left Nigeria with the mindset of bye to Nigeria. I'm not coming back again, because from Burkina Faso I'm transferring myself to, they will be transferring me to Canada. So I got to the park at Bobo Dioulasso and I met the driver. He took me to the lodge, and guess what I saw? That was where the first shock came. First, as I entered into the house, it was around 10:30 p.m. I entered into a house that has like a parlor and 2 rooms by the left and right. Maybe I don't know whether to call it 2-bedroom or self-contained. A parlor and 2 rooms by the left and right. And in the parlor, it was an empty space, no television, no chairs, not even rug on the floor. Then I look around. I saw 15 men sleeping on the floor. Like some of them just spread wrapper on the floor. 15 strong men sleeping on the floor. Like I have to remove my legs so that I'll not match them, because he told me that we should go to one of the rooms in the 2 rooms. So I took my bag, I entered into the room. In that small room, there are 2 small beds, like student mattress on the floor. And he told me that I should drop my bag by one corner of the room. And then the person that had been directing me, the Mr. Charles, introduced himself, that is the one that I've been speaking with on phone. They asked how my trip was. I was confused. Like I drew my friend's hand and took him outside and said, "Guy, where is this?" He told me to calm down and relax. I've had a very rough trip now. I should rest first. He quickly went. He arranged water for me. They have 1 bedroom and then 1 toilet outside. And I looked at the other room. I saw like 5 other men. All together, they were over 20 inside that small place. Wow. So, well, they gave me a room that had a bed, a student bed, and then another room. So they said the Mr. Charles is like their leader. So this is my bed. This is where I'll be sleeping. This is where Mr. Charles will sleep, the other bed. They brought me rice also. I ate. And then the drama started when I said, let me go outside and call my wife. They said I should stay here and call now. I've had a busy day. I've been traveling for so many days. Why won't I stay here and just make my call and sleep? Ha! I was like, let me call my wife and explain how my trip went. Now they say I can do that tomorrow morning. So I didn't want to appear like a problematic person also. So I just called my wife and I was like, babe, I've arrived to Burkina Faso. You see, how is everything? I said, fine. I dropped the call because there was no chance for me to say any other thing. And as I was about to sleep, I noticed two ladies, like some 2 thick ladies, thicker than my madam. Ha! And they entered and they started changing to night wear. I was like, what's going on in this place? Before I knew it,